Hello and welcome to the Mad Leprechaun. My name is Mert Walsh. 2025 marks 40 years since this iconic motorcycle was launched. And to mark the anniversary, Chris and myself thought it would be nice to make this video. If that's something that interests you, please stick around and stay tuned. I'll laugh at the intro. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Mert.
How you doing?
I'm very good. You?
Before we do anything about the bike, and clearly we are here to talk about your bike, why have you brought me here?
The farmhouse in Thaxted is where we come to do our annual Retro Riders meet.
Right.
And Sylvie's been very good to let us use it.
Is Retro Riders a club?
It's a group.
It's a group.
It's a group.
And I'll ask you more about that at the end.
Fine, yeah.
So your name is Chris?
Florey.
Florey. And every time I've written Chris's name down a lot, and his brother Neil. If you've ever watched the 350 video, 350 LC, Chris is Neil's brother. And I am looking for more people like Chris and Neil. And this is the third Yamaha I've done.
Wow.
This is the third Yamaha. So we need to I need to break the mold now and get out of the Yamaha.
I do have Kawasaki's.
Actually, hopefully we'll do another one later on the year. So what I'm looking to do is more modern day classics. Right. So we did a Virago 350 LC. Now we're doing a V Max. So why a V Max? Why did you go, oh, do you know what, I fancy one of them?
Because like everyone said before, I had one when I was younger.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
So this is your second one?
This is my second Max.
Okay. Right.
And I'm just so comfortable with it.
Yep.
The riding position just suits me.
Yep.
Awesome power, iconic design, radical.
Yep.
It is just, the sound of the induction is so addictive.
Yep.
It's just everything that I'm about.
Does it put a big silly grin in your face?
It certainly does.
That's all that
matters. It certainly does.
That's all that matters. Tell me about the V Boost. What is the V Boost all about? And I know that's slightly a bit of a technical, nerdy question, but it was something that you mentioned when we were talking on the phone, and I went, never even heard of it. So. Right,
okay, the V Boost, it's like an American hot rod idea.
Okay.
You basically get, after 6,000 revs, in between 6,000 and 8,000 revs,
yep.
You get some butterfly valves open up in the carbs,
yep.
which allows each firing cylinder to be fed by more than one carburettor.
Oh.
And it gives you a big kick up the backside. It comes in basically like a two-stroke power band.
Right.
But you don't really need it. There's so much torque in this machine.
Yeah.
That the V Boost is just an added extra, but you certainly know about it when that comes in.
Right, brilliant. Wow. How many owners does this one have?
I am only the second owner.
Really?
Yeah, 26 years old this year. I've had it for 18 months. And
you've only had it 18 months?
I've only had this machine 18 months,
yeah.
and I'm the second owner, and that speaks absolute volumes. Wow. Really.
And are you loving it?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's just an absolute. Well, it's my baby. This is, yes, cool. my baby.
What have you done to the bike since you've owned it?
Well, kind of very little, really.
Nice.
It was in very good order when I got it.
Yeah.
However, it was covered in sort of like 24, 25 years of grime. So I gave it a really good deep clean,
yeah.
Which took absolutely forever anyway. Finished off a bit of servicing that wasn't done, changed the rear gear oil in it for argument's sake, changed a couple of the filters. this Yamaha screen that isn't a standard screen,
Right.
but Yamaha officially made them for the V Max, so I sourced one of those off of eBay.
Right.
It wasn't cheap, but we got that. And also the Rentec rack.
Okay.
And Sissy bar, I put that on as well. But when I did that, I had to relocate the rear indicators so that my panniers could fit over it as well. So I made some little brackets for the indicators and just moved them a little bit further backwards.
Right.
And that's basically all I've done to it, really.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's a basically stock machine.
You say it's comfortable?
Oh, it's very comfortable. It's like sitting in an armchair.
Okay.
You know, you don't sit on it, you sit in it.
Right.
Perfect comfortable position to ride.
Cool. Fuel economy.
Yeah, depends if you use V-Boost or not, really.
Right.
I think it's around about the 40 mpg,
Okay.
thereabouts. But it has got a small petrol tank. It's only 3-gallon tank.
Right. Whilst we're on the topic of petrol tank,
Yeah.
that isn't the petrol tank.
That is not the petrol tank, no.
It's a facade.
Yes.
Right.
So anyone wants to steal your petrol and they don't know this bike, they're not stealing your petrol.
Right.
The tank is basically in here.
Right.
It's accessed through that middle pad there. There's 2 clips underneath the grab underneath the back seat.
Yeah.
You click them forward. That springs forward, and that's where your fuel filler is.
Right. Servicing.
Servicing
Difficult or
was serviced when I bought it.
yeah.
I finished off the servicing. Like I say, put the rear gear oil in it, a new air filter which is under here, and I changed the plugs again. That's all I've done to it. So she'll be all right for another year or so, and then I'll do the servicing myself anyway. As long as nothing major happens,
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy to do
Right.
a lot of the maintenance myself.
It is a very, very analog bike.
Yes.
It is. This is the bike that, well, back in the day, that didn't have any ABS or any traction control.
No.
If you open that, it goes. If you push that, it stops.
Yes, that's it. You know.
Have you ridden anything that has all of the modern?
No.
So you don't know what you're missing.
Previous bike to this was the XJR 1300.
Right.
And that didn't either.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't either.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the way I like it. I don't like all that technical stuff on bikes anyway. Just would get on and twist and go.
Yeah.
You know.
What I'd like to do is, I was talking to Chris on the phone last night, and we were trying to make this video as different from the last video that we did with your brother, and we're not going to mention the movie. No. So if you put a comment in the comment section below as to what movie the intro to this video is inspired by. Cryptic. There you go.
The Yamaha V Max had an 1198cc double overhead cam, 4 valve per cylinder, liquid cooled V4 4-stroke engine. Peak torque was 108 Newton meters at 6,000 RPM. 100 brake horsepower at the rear wheel in the UK, whilst the imported version was 145. 5-speed gearbox, and the final drive was shaft. The fuel system was 4 35mm Mikuni CV downdraft with V-boost carburetors. Top speed was about 150 miles per hour. 15-litre fuel tank. It weighed in at 280 kilograms.
Oh, have you had any moments whilst riding, oh dear, this bike or your other V Max?
No, the other V Max was good. Right. I had 20 years off of motorcycles.
Right.
I went carp fishing for 20 years, which actually is about the average length of time it takes to catch a carp in the UK anyway. So coming back into motorcycling 4 years ago.
Right.
Things have changed, and it took me an awful long time to sort of like get my confidence back, which I'm not really fully there yet. And just kind of remember all the different bits and pieces. My other 2 bikes I've got in the shed are Kawasaki's, and the chokes on the Kawasaki and the Yamaha work in opposite directions.
Oh.
So a week after I purchased
So one's a
this,
push and the other one's a pull.
well,
so
they're up and down. This
Right, okay.
this is down for on, and the Kawasaki's are up for on, the old 70s ones anyway.
Okay.
A week after purchasing this, I had a coolant issue. I had a leak. So while it was still under warranty, it went back to the shop.
Right.
They did the warranty job. Week later, I goes and picks it up. It sits out the front of the shop. Lovely old job. Right, here we go. They'd already put it on choke. I thought it was off choke.
Oh.
So as we pulled away from the shop in Waltham Cross, it's 30 odd miles back home, I was slowly going up the high street, putting more choke on as we went. As we got out on the A10, it started to run like a bag of absolute nails.
Right.
I could hardly keep it going.
I thought you were going to say shit.
Yeah, pretty much like today, to be honest, like, you know. And that was getting rougher and rougher and rougher. We stopped in Stansted to get some petrol. I couldn't get it restarted. Got it restarted. I'm swearing my nut off about the shop.
Yeah.
Got it home, and then one of my friends had come around and said, well, you've just left it on choke. So basically I rode it 30 miles on full choke. But that wasn't the full story. The following day we went to wire up the sat nav on it, and I'm looking under the seat at all these electrical terminals, and there's 2 block connectors which were strapped either side of the frame that weren't connected up. So I think, well, what are they then? You know, the shop had done a battery job on it and forgotten to connect up one of the coils. So not only did I ride it 30 miles on full choke, it was on 3 cylinders as well. So that was a massive schoolboy error.
Wow.
One that I'll never make again,
Yeah.
but I'm sure other people have.
Yeah. How far, you say sat nav, and my next question refers to distance. How far have you ridden on it?
Well, really, in the short time I've had it, we went down to Somerset
Okay.
last May.
Handled the job all right? You didn't
Yeah, it was great. We were 2 up, you know, we had the panniers on it and bags on the back, handled that well, very, very comfortably.
Yeah.
So that's the furthest. We had a week in Somerset, and you know, she was great, like, you know.
Nice.
Although it's a heavy bike,
Yeah.
all the weight is so low down, it's just so well balanced.
Now, some people say about handling of these,
Right,
and they are a bit of a they are a bit of a Marmite bike. You either really love what they look like, and I've always loved what they looked like, but then obviously the internet and various other people start kind of giving it loads about how badly they handle.
Everyone that comes up to me and says, "Oh, it's a nice bike, Chris, here, but they don't handle, do they?" And I'm thinking, well, what are you comparing it to?
Yeah.
It's not a sports bike.
No.
You know, it's not going to go round the corners like it's sled on rails. You have to respect that. It's a straight line street cruiser.
Yeah.
And that's what it,
they were loosely based. The Japanese man, and I can't remember his name, that designed this bike was in America and was influenced by drag bikes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wanted to build a street cruiser, like you said.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Where were we? Yeah, but
Handling.
if you respect it, you know, you set it up before you go into the corners. You don't just slam it in and you know, let it go all over the place. Respect it, and it'll respect you.
Yeah. Cool. Right, we're kind of come to the end. So if you do me a favour, remind us where we are again. We're at the Farmhouse Inn.
We're at the Farmhouse Inn in Monk Street in Thaxted.
Yep.
Which
is a really, really lovely pub. I've just been inside. They're really nice people in there.
Yeah.
They've been very, very accommodating to let us do this here. And retro riders.
Yeah, we formed well, basically initially a WhatsApp group, Retro Riders. After 20 years of not having a motorcycle, then purchased another one.
Gone.
Which I wasn't ever going to ride. It was just going to be an ornament on the patio in the shed as a part of my youth.
Yeah.
And then decided that, you know, hang on a minute.
Shame not to ride it.
We can do this. And then I had some friends come round.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys I haven't seen for a few years, and a lot of guys hadn't seen each other
They're
for a
waiting
long
for you to
time.
stop carp fishing, mate. That's
Well, this is it, isn't it? You know. So then I thought, well, do you know what? We've got to get something more out of this. I thought, well, we'll form a little WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And get the boys back together, get the band back together, you know. And then I thought, well, we've got to actually call this something, you know.
Yeah.
So I come up with the idea, we'll just call ourselves Retro Riders, because we're getting a little bit retro ourselves.
So does it refer to the machines,
Either.
Either.
Either your
Does
machine.
it limit? Are you limiting what age the motorcycle
No.
is in the group?
No,
You're not. Okay.
Absolutely
cool.
anyone.
Yeah.
There's 12 of us. There's always only ever been 12 of us on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
However, we now run it on Facebook.
Right. And I shall put the link for Chris's Facebook group in the description of this video.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we've got a few members on there.
Yeah.
And then once a year here, we're doing it on the 5th of July this year.
Yep.
We hold an annual meeting.
Yeah.
So.
So is it a rally?
No, it's not a rally.
No? So is it a day meet?
I call it a meet. It's a day meet. It's a day
Okay.
meet. Some of the boys that are coming from the other end of the country, they'll turn up Friday night.
Right.
I've got members of Retro Riders, friends of mine, Scotland, Bolton, Isle of Man,
Oh,
Devon.
wow.
We're spread out, and these are all boys I used to know from back in the day.
Nice.
And this group has gelled us all back together.
Brilliant.
And they all come up. The lads come
Common
up.
bond, mate.
Eh?
Common bond.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Isn't it
Yeah.
great?
It was me getting back into motorcycling that got all of my mates back
Fabulous.
together again. But we run it here, 9 o'clock in the morning, meet and greet, bacon sandwiches, coffee.
Yeah.
Little local ride out.
Balanced diet.
Yeah, of course. Ride out for an hour or so, 11:30 to 12:30, 1, something like that. Come
Nice.
back. Sylvia will put the barbecue on. We have a bit of live music. We have a raffle, and it's all for charity. We run the whole thing for the Essex and Hearts Air Ambulance,
Brilliant.
and they're here as well.
Brilliant.
You know, and then obviously when that's all done, we just get the beers on.
Fabulous. Right, I'm going to wrap it up there.
Right.
Chris, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you,
buddy.
Bert.
Thank you ever so much. If you have liked this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you haven't liked this video for any particular reason, and to be honest, I can't see why they wouldn't like it, please leave a thumbs down. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below, and please share the content. Until next time, people, look after yourself. Bye-bye.